The coffee's hot, the roof's still on, and I've got a few good stories for you to start your day. Hey, what do a barbecue food truck, a rescue dog, and an 89-year-old opera lover in a wheelchair have in common? Turns out quite a bit, if you know where to look. Good morning, Wake County. I'm Steve, and this is your podcast, Good Morning, Wake County, where we skip the noise and start the day with something good. Real people, real places, real reminders of what makes this place worth calling home. So let's get into it. You know, some folks leave footprints on mountains. Vera Bennett Metzger, she left hers in the hallway of Searstone, a continuing care retirement community right here in Cary, wheeling through and giving out hellos and smiles to everyone. Vera passed away earlier this May at 89, but her journey, well, that stretched from childhood poverty in West Virginia, where she was a late-in-life surprise who hardly knew her siblings, to the labs of Los Alamos, through heartbreak and high trails, literally, down into the Grand Canyon twice. And that wasn't even the most surprising part. I actually stumbled across her obituary by chance, and I am so glad I did. Whoever wrote it brought Vera right back to life for me, and for you. I didn't know her personally, but by the time I finished reading, I felt like I had, and I'm glad I met her, even just through those words. She was the kind of office manager who told scientists they weren't as smart as they thought. And more than once, her sharp wit left a room full of PhDs blinking before breaking into laughter, especially when it came to grammar. And when her marriage ended, Vera didn't collapse. She rebooted. New job, new chapters, and new hiking boots. Her second act? Well, that started when a man named Dan tried to buy opera tickets from her for another woman. But Vera spotted something in him. Maybe it was the Snoopy lunchbox. They eventually married, raised a blended family, and built a beautiful, ordinary life full of humor and depth. Even when Parkinson's came knocking, Vera kept moving. She swapped hiking trails for hallway strolls and gave out smiles like they were party favors. Some people live big lives. Vera lived a deep one. She didn't just conquer mountains. She turned ordinary days into something worth noticing. And hey, if you're ever near Cary's Searstone, that is home for more incredible people like Vera. Maybe tip your cap to a life well lived. I loved the closing of her obituary that said, "In lieu of flowers, the family suggests a contribution to either a local opera house or to a charity of your own choice in honor of Vera," and that is just lovely. Because in a world that's often loud and rushed, Vera Metzger was a quiet opera, melodic, moving, and perfectly timed, like the rhythm of her hallway strolls or the stillness of the Grand Canyon at sunrise. Meanwhile, in another part of Wake County, a father and son were cooking up something that would change their lives overnight. Warner Boys Barbecue in Raleigh was just about to close one afternoon, 2:01 p.m. to be exact, when a young woman popped in for a last-minute order. No big deal, happens all the time. But right behind her in walks Keith Lee, the food reviewer whose opinion carries more weight than a deep-fried turkey leg at the state fair. His reviews are so influential they can practically redraw the map one food truck at a time. James Sampson, owner and pitmaster, looked up and said,
"Oh my God, he came to my truck."
Now, James and his son Jamal have been working that food truck for years. Long hours, small margins, big dreams. But what blew me away? James has also been working on himself. He's lost nearly 600 pounds since undergoing weight loss surgery, from 819 to 230. That's not just transformation, that's resurrection with a side of smoked ribs. And get this, James had messaged Keith Lee in 2023 to come try Corner Boys. When they say power is in the tongue, he said, it is so true. That moment didn't come out of nowhere. It came out of faith, fire, and showing up every single day, even when no one's watching. So the next time you see the Corner Boys food trailer, or you're near Hillsborough Street or Moore Square and see their truck, stop by. Because what they're serving isn't just lunch. It's the kind of hope that cooks low and slow. And while that was happening, some four-legged neighbors over on Beacon Lake Drive in Raleigh were waiting for a second chance of their own. Over at the Wake County Animal Center, they celebrated National Rescue Dog Day with something beautiful. For one day only, dogs who've been waiting for more than 2 weeks got adoption fees dropped to just $25. Cats? Name your price. These aren't boutique pets with ribbon pedigrees. They're rescues. Survivors of neglect, tough times, or just plain bad luck. But when they lock eyes with a human willing to try again, oh man, magic happens. And I'll tell you this, as a pilot who used to fly dog rescue missions, bringing shelter dogs from kill shelters to new families, I personally know how important it is to welcome that new friend into your life. I've seen it from the air, scared pups turning into beloved pets the minute their paws hit the ground. It's one of the best things I've ever been a part of. So yeah, it's not just about one wagging tail finding a home. Every adoption clears space, reduces overcrowding, and keeps this whole fragile ecosystem of care moving forward. You know, I think about those dogs sometimes, sitting there watching every footstep like it might be the one. That kind of hope, that's sacred. So if you got an empty cushion or a little room in your heart, take a drive over to Beacon Lake Drive in Raleigh. You might just meet someone who changes your life and licks your face. You know, today's story has had 3 different faces, but the same spirit. Vera in her chair, James at the grill, and a hopeful dog behind a kennel door. All of them kept showing up for the next good thing. They moved forward even when it was hard. And that's what this podcast is about. Quiet moments, big meaning, local reminders that life still surprises us when we're paying attention. If you enjoyed the podcast today, it's free to subscribe. Hit the like button or tell someone about it. It'll help me. It'll help you too. And when you hit that like button or give it a review, it tells the algorithm this was worth listening to. And that helps more folks find their way here. Want to share your own story? Have a Vera in your life or maybe a dog that rescued you? I'd love to hear from you. Come on over to tapyournews.com, drop me a note, suggest a town to cover, or just say hi. Thanks for starting your day with me. I'm Steve, and keep your eyes open for the rest of the day for all the good around you. See ya.